Moving forward in time to the year 2023, the CSC lawsuit and non-security status have both been brought to light, and the regulatory focus has undergone significant shifts. Ripple was the target of a lawsuit filed by the CSC, which attempted to get XRP classified as money. It was said that this represented a substantial shift in the focus of the regulating body. An important ruling for the Bitcoin industry was handed down by Judge Annalisa Torres in July of that year. This decision has the potential to be regarded as a landmark. During the process of selling the digital asset on secondary markets, she came to the conclusion that the asset itself did not qualify as a security. Nevertheless, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) also filed a complaint against this verdict. However, the court rejected their appeal over the interlocker. Despite the current legal fights and the likelihood of ongoing regulatory concerns, Jones raised attention to the fact that the law continues to not influence XRP's status as a non-security. This is the case despite the fact that some of the court battles are still ongoing. To be more specific, she stated that the classification of the token by Fintanen in 2015, in conjunction with the ruling of the court in 2023, provides a well-established precedent that the token is not a security, but rather functions as a form of virtual currency. Her statements emphasize that the SEC's legal position on XRP is becoming increasingly unimpressive, and she emphasized this point repeatedly. Although there is ongoing speculation that the Securities and Exchange Commissions will make another attempt to appeal the verdict from 2023, notable legal authorities such as Ripple's chief legal officer Stuart Alderati have expressed confidence that the legal status of XRP will not be altered. This is despite the fact that there is the possibility of an appeal being filed with the SEC. During a recent discussion that took place on Crypto Legal TV with J.W. Verrett, a professor of law, Alderati made it abundantly apparent that even if the SEC were to pursue additional appeals, the core decision that XRP is not a security would not change. The news was brought to the public by Alderati. Jones, who echoed the attitude, highlighted that it is extremely unlikely that an appeal will result in a change to the current classification of the digital asset. Jones's statement was in agreement with the general sentiment. For the reason that there is a growing body of data and past legal opinions that support the token's position as a non-security, she believes that the chances of the Securities and Exchange Commission successfully contesting the decision are limited. She believes this because the token is not considered a security. Potential repercussions for the future. The current regulatory outlook for XRP looks to favor its continued status as a virtual currency, particularly in the United States. This is particularly the case in the United States. It is especially true in the financial sector that this is the case. Nevertheless, ongoing discussions regarding the more complete regulation of cryptocurrencies imply that the status of the token can be susceptible to future evaluations, particularly if new legal frameworks are formed. This is especially prevalent in the event that new legal frameworks are developed. According to the conclusion that was reached in both the Finsing case and the 2023 C complaint, XRP does not qualify as a security. The result that has been reached provides legal certainty for the time being, despite the fact that the discussion regarding the classification of cryptocurrencies is still under progress. Not a single thing has changed with regard to the legal standing of XRP as a virtual currency. As a result of the exchanges in half-bird purchasers, there is a potential that they will experience a higher degree of convenience in the manner in which they carry out their transactions. The FCEU code system is easy to use, which makes it simpler for locals who may not have any prior experience with the utilization of cryptocurrencies to accept the system. If XRP is used as one of the payment methods, the FCEU code system is still. This new discovery in South Korea may serve as a model for other countries and corporations to follow, allowing them to include cryptocurrencies into their financial systems in the same way that South Korea has done. South Korea is the first country to do so. The fact that an increasing number of consumers and businesses have become accustomed to paying for goods and services using digital currencies and tokens is a strong indicator that similar schemes will be established in other regions as well. This, in turn, lends support to the argument that cryptocurrencies such as Ripple XRP are the way to go. Inside the realm of cryptocurrencies, there has been a resurgence of discussions on the status of XRP inside regulatory frameworks. More particularly, the topic of whether or not it is now generally regarded as a currency has been at the center of these arguments. This disagreement gained momentum as a result of remarks made by Wall Street analyst Linda Jones on a podcast that was released not too long ago. In her remarks, she attempted to establish that the digital asset has been regarded as a money for a considerable amount of time, even prior to the complaint that the SEC filed against Ripple Labs. In order to provide further clarification on this matter, Abdullah Nassif, the host of the Good Morning Crypto podcast, inquired as to whether or not XRP had at long last been recognized as a digital currency. To accomplish this, he used statements made by Jones. In light of the efforts that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is making to regulate the token, the primary focus of this talk is on the continuing legal discussions that are taking place about the token and its classification. XRP is classified as a form of virtual currency. Jones made the observation that regulatory actions performed by the United States government had previously deemed XRP to be a virtual currency as far back as the year 2015, which was the year in question. in the course of the enforcement action that the United States Financial Crimes Enforcement Network took against Ripple Labs, Vincent made a specific reference to XRP as a virtual currency. Due to the fact that Ripple had violated the Bank Secrecy Act, ABSEC, and had failed to implement appropriate anti-money laundering procedures, the company was required to pay fines at the time because of these violations. With regard to the FIN's categorization, on the other hand, the question of whether or not the token ought to be regarded as a security was not addressed. In lieu of that, the focus was directed into ensuring that Ripple and its subsidiary xrp+ripple adhere to the anti-money laundering duties that they are responsible for. Despite the fact that XRP was first categorized as a virtual currency, this classification did not, however, end up providing a definitive answer regarding the method in which the asset needed to be regulated within the context of the larger financial landscape, more specifically with reference to the law governing securities. On Tuesday, Whale Alert made the announcement that Chris Larsen, co-founder of Ripple, had transferred 50 million XRP to an unknown wallet. This amount is approximately comparable to 29 and a year and 12 months. Due to the fact that Larsen has not moved any XRP to a wallet since the year 2013, there has been a great deal of speculation over the reason for this sudden adjustment. For the purpose of trading the markets, professionals make use of IC markets. As a result of trading derivatives, your capital is put in a position where it is highly susceptible to risk. Because of this, you should only trade with money that you are able to afford to lose. In spite of the fact that it is likely that trading derivatives is not suitable for all investors, you must make certain that you have a comprehensive grasp of the risks that are involved and seek independent counsel if it is necessary. If you are interested in doing business with us, you should give some thought to acquiring a product disclosure statement that has been approved. You can obtain this statement by asking it from our offices or by using this website. Raw spread accounts are the organizations that supply a spread. Some individuals in the Bitcoin community suggested that Larsen made the transfer in order to make a donation to Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. These rumors were swirling during the controversy surrounding the movie. In contrast, a number of people have postulated that the transfer was a calculated maneuver to protect his financial interests in light of the ongoing prospect of an appeal to the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has not yet issued a statement regarding the decisions that were made in the SEC versus Ripple case. However, there is a high probability that any major actions taken by Ripple executives could send signals to investors regarding current developments with the SEC, current legal developments, and speculation regarding the SEC versus Ripple. In the month of August, Judge Analyst Torres issued the final ruling, which said that Ripple must comply with the regulations governing securities and pay a fine of $125 million. Since Ripple has made a request to stay on the sentence since the final decision was handed down, there has been a lot of speculation that an appeal might be on the horizon. A further layer of ambiguity has been added to the situation as a result of the documents that have been submitted by the SEC in the ongoing dispute that involves Binance. Although the cryptocurrency market indicated that the filing would lower the possibility of an appeal being filed with the SEC. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) declared in a recent filing that it does not perceive the cryptocurrency that is at issue in the Binance case to be a type of crypto asset securities. This statement was made in spite of the fact that the listing was made.